All right, welcome back. Today, we are going to talk about something you are interacting with literally every second of the day. Mixtures. I'm talking about the air you're breathing, the water you're drinking, the screen you're looking at. They are everywhere, hiding in plain sight. And just so you know, what we're covering today is part 7 of a big 20-part Intro to Chemistry series from Virtualization Options LLC. So if you've been with us, you'll know we just wrapped up compounds. And if you're just joining, hey, welcome. This is a fantastic place to start. So to kick things off, I've got a little riddle for you. What on earth could the invisible air all around you possibly have in common with a big, chunky bowl of trail mix? I mean, they couldn't seem more different, right? Well, believe it or not, they share a deep, fundamental connection. And that connection, well, that's the whole topic for today. So what is it? Let's dive in and find out. And there it is. They're both mixtures. That is the big idea. A mixture is just a bunch of different things physically jumbled together. And this is the important part, they aren't chemically bonded to each other. You know, think of them like roommates. They're all living in the same house, but they haven't gotten married. They're still their own individual selves. Okay, let's really dig into that idea, because to truly get what a mixture is, it helps a ton to remember what it isn't. And as we just mentioned, in our last explainer, we were all about compounds, where atoms are totally locked together chemically, while mixtures, they're a whole different beast. And this, right here, shows the difference perfectly. See, in a compound like water, H2O, the hydrogen and oxygen have bonded to become a brand new thing. But in a mixture like, say, a fruit salad, the apple is still an apple and the banana is still a banana. The ingredients totally keep their own identities. The most important thing to remember is, for mixtures, there's no chemical bonding required. And this right here, this is the mixture's super secret power. Because there's no chemical glue holding it all together, you can usually separate the pieces back out pretty easily, just using physical methods. That's something you just can't do with a compound. Now, the world of mixtures isn't just one giant messy category. Nope. Scientists have split them into 2 main types. And trust me, once you learn to spot them, you are going to see them absolutely everywhere. Okay, first step, the homogeneous mixture. That little prefix homo means same, and that is your biggest clue right there. These are kind of the smooth operators of the mixture world. So what does that mean? Well, a homogeneous mixture looks completely uniform. It looks like it's just one single thing, even though you know it's made of multiple parts. You'll often hear these called a solution, too. Same thing. Salt water is the perfect example. You know there's salt in there, and you know there's water. But once you stir it up, poof, the salt crystals just vanish. The whole thing looks perfectly blended, the same from top to bottom. You can't see the different parts at all. And hey, it's not just for liquids. The air you're breathing right this second is a homogeneous mixture of nitrogen, oxygen, and a bunch of other gases. That vinegar in your pantry, that's a solution too. And of course, a good glass of lemonade where all the sugar has dissolved, yep, that's a delicious homogeneous mixture. All right, so if homo means same, you can probably guess what hetero means, right? If you said different, you are 100% correct. Let's talk about heterogeneous mixtures. So yeah, a heterogeneous mixture is pretty much the opposite. It's one where you can actually see all the different bits and pieces. The parts aren't uniform at all. It's chunky, it's lumpy, and it's not trying to hide it. The best way to picture this is just to think of a salad. I mean, you can see the lettuce, right? You can see the tomatoes, you can see the cucumbers. Each piece is obviously different. Every bite you take is going to be a little bit different, and that is the whole point. And this brings us right back to that trail mix from the start. You can clearly see the nuts, the raisins, the little chocolate bits. Other great examples? Muddy water, where you can see the dirt floating around. Or even concrete. That's just a jumble of cement, sand, and gravel all mixed together. So, we've got our 2 types, the smooth ones and the chunky ones. But what's the one thing that connects them both? Well, it's that superpower we talked about earlier, the fact that you can take them apart again. Let's say it one more time because it's so important. No chemical bonds were formed when we made the mixture. And because of that, you don't need a chemical reaction to undo it. All it takes is some kind of simple physical action. And what does that look like in real life? Well, it means you can literally pick the almonds out of your trail mix. It means you can pour muddy water through a filter and get clean water out. You can even boil salt water, let the water turn to steam, and you'll be left with pure salt. It's like sorting Legos by color. You can't unscramble an egg, that's a chemical change, but you can always unmix a mixture. And that brings us to the end. So I'm going to leave you with a little challenge. Just look around the room you're in.
Right now. Look at your desk, your kitchen, whatever. Now that you know what to look for, how many homogeneous and heterogeneous mixtures can you find? I think you're going to be surprised. Chemistry is literally everywhere.